Welcome to the Ivy League, a beautiful Columbia University campus. Kathryn Playa here to bring you today's solution, the Cahn Fellows Program. This is an idea that really needs to be developed nationwide, so we hope you enjoy.
The genesis of this program came out of a single, simple conversation about what matters in public education, and it was simply that a great principal makes all the difference in the world. If you find a school that's working, you find a principal who's really good.
What do you think a principal does?
I think a principal is the person that enforces the rules, make sure the teachers are on task.
I think he runs the school and helps the teachers with their classes.
Leadership matters tremendously, and you know that when you think about government, when you think about business, when you think about the military, and in public education, it matters just as much as in those areas. The principal, who is the head of every school, makes such a huge difference. If you find a school that is working, it's because there is a great principal who's there.
What do you think a principal does?
Dispenses kids and runs the school.
He needs to be the one who's responsible for everything immediately and in the long run.
In many schools, there are multiple students, there are multiple parents, there are multiple teachers, but there's just one principal. How can we have that one principal feel as if though they're part of a collective? How could we have that one principal feel as if though they're reaching their maximum potential?
And so the idea of creating a program that would identify people who are really good at their craft and provide them an environment that would allow them to blossom even further.
The unique thing that we're able to do with our principals within this fellowship is establish a sense of trust and gel these what were 20 to 25 individuals, gel them so they are one community where it's safe to actually share what's challenging in the job.
I was in the first cohort of the Cahn Fellows, and when I had the opportunity to become a Cahn Fellow, it was a breath of fresh air, of having that opportunity to really study at a different level, a challenging level. We were studying leadership through a variety of lenses that year. And we studied leadership through history and government and military. We studied leadership through the media and spoke to people who, at CBS about how they made decisions. The thing that struck me when we spent 3 days at Gettysburg and really walking through the thought processes that the leaders at the time, the colonels and the generals at the time, making the decisions about when to send the troops out and what they had to do and, what each side was doing. It really struck a chord that you have to be a good listener, because some of the mistakes that they made was because people didn't listen to their most valuable people.
I still very much try to access and leverage not only the Cahn Alumni Network, but the staff at Columbia University in terms of new ideas and new initiatives that we might be trying to come up with, in terms of financial opportunities through different organizations throughout the city, in terms of trying to build partnerships with community-based organizations and being able to not only sell an individual school, but to sell a network of schools that will want to collaborate together to bring something to their kids and their school communities.
So these principals, yes, they are strong and they're getting stronger, but they're not the hero. They're not the sole source of power within their school. There are other people within the building who can be mentored and who can be a part of this leadership team. So our principals mentor an aspiring principal from within their school to build capacity both within the school, but also to plan for their future. Succession planning is a really important part of that.
I would hope that there will be many districts in many states that would not give up on the more experienced school leaders we have in our country and in our world, because I think the job can be so overwhelming at times that we need to have access to people that are successful. We need to have access to people that may be doing things we don't know of. And we want to replicate people's success. We want to replicate people's great ideas.
Public education is finally getting the attention that it merits on a national basis. Please join us in working with the principals who are really the ones who can make it happen for these kids.
What would you do to make your principal better?
Really, I wouldn't do anything because he's probably the best principal we have right now.
I have no way of helping her. She's the best how she is.
Nothing. I think he's perfect in every way.
Our principal rocks! Yeah!